The Sycamores by John Greenleaf. Whittier. In the outskirts of the village on the river's winding shores stand the Occidental plane trees, stand the ancient sycamores. One long century hath been numbered, and another halfway told since the rustic Irish gleeman broke for them the virgin mould. Deftly set to Celtic music at his violins. Sound they grew, through the moonlit eves of summer, making Amphion's fable true. Rise again, thou poor Hugh Tallant. Pass in erkin green along with thy eyes brim full of laughter, and thy mouth is full of song. Pioneer of Erin's outcasts with his fiddle and his pack, little dreamed the village Saxons of the myriads at his back. How he wrought with spade and fiddle, delved by day and sang by night, with a hand that never wearied and a heart forever light. Still the gay tradition mingles with a record grave and drear, like the rollick air of Cluny with the solemn march of Mere. When the box tree, white with blossoms, made the sweet May woodlands glad, and the Aronia by the river lighted up the swarming shad, and the bulging nets swept shoreward with their silver-sided haul, midst the shouts of dripping fishers, he was merriest of them all. When, among the jovial huskers, love stole in at labour's side, with the lusty airs of England soft his Celtic measures vied. Songs of love and wailing, like wake and the merry fair's carouse, of the wild red fox of Erin and the woman of 3 cows, by the blazing hearths of winter pleasant seemed his simple tales, midst the grimmer Yorkshire legends and the mountain myths of Wales. How the souls in purgatory scrambled up from fate forlorn on St. Kevin's sackcloth ladder slyly hitched to Satan's horn, of the fiddler who at Tara played all night to ghosts of kings, of the brown dwarfs, and the fairies dancing in their moorland rings. Jolliest of our birds of singing, best he loved the bobolink. Hush, he'd say, the tipsy fairies, hear the little folks and drink, merry-faced, with spade and fiddle, singing through the ancient town. Only this, of poor Hugh Tallant hath tradition handed down. Not a stone his grave discloses, but if yet his spirit walks, 'tis beneath the trees he planted, and when Bob o' Lincoln talks. Green memorials of the gleeman, linking still the river shores, with their shadows cast by sunset stand. Hugh Tallant's sycamores, when the father of his country through the Northland riding came, and the roofs were starred with banners, and the steeples rang acclaim, when each war-scarred continental leaving smithy, mill, dot and farm, waved his rusted sword in welcome, and shot off his old king's arm, slowly past that august presence down the thronged and shouting street. Village girls as white as angels scattering flowers around his feet. Midway, where the plane tree's shadow deepest fell, his rein he drew. On his stately head, uncovered, cool and soft the west wind blew. And he stood up in his stirrups, looking up and looking down on the hills of gold and silver rimming round the little town, on the river, full of sunshine, to the lap of greenest vales winding down from wooded headlands, willow-skirted, white with sails. And he said, the landscape sweeping slowly with his ungloved hand, I have seen no prospect fairer in this goodly eastern land. Then the bugles of his escort stirred to life the cavalcade, and that head, so bare and stately, vanished down the depths of shade. Ever since, in town and farmhouse, life has had its ebb and flow. Thrice hath passed the human harvest to its garner green and low. But the trees the gleeman planted, through the changes, changeless stand, as the marble calm of Tadmor mocks the desert's shifting sand. Still the level moon at rising silvers o'er each stately shaft. Still beneath them, half in shadow, singing, glides the pleasure craft. Still beneath them, arm enfolded, love and youth together stray. While, as heart to heart beats faster, more and more their feet delay. Where the ancient cobbler, Kesar, on the open hillside justice wrought, singing, as he drew his stitches, songs his German masters taught. Singing, with his grey hair floating round a rosy ample face, now 1,000 Saxon craftsmen stitch and hammer in his place. All the pastoral lanes so grassy now are traffic's dusty streets, from the village grown a city, fast the rural grace retreats. But, still green and tall and stately, on the river's winding shores, stand the Occidental plane trees, stand Hugh Tallant's sycamores.